Crosstalk.
Check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco. Brought to you by Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. The National Medal of Honor Museum. Discover the National Medal of Honor Museum and witness real people, real stories, and real courage. All Tech Lansing. Just listen with All Tech Lansing, perfecting sound since 1927. And by SWBC Mortgage. Customized solutions to help you meet your personal and business goals. Visit SWBC.com. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton and Bobby Belt.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Cowboys Crosstalk live on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network, DallasCowboys.com, and all other associated social media platforms. We are live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco. I'm Bobby Belt from 105 Through the Fan. Tonight I'm joined by my fan teammate, Fred Davis here. As always, we've got the three-time Super Bowl champ and six-time Pro Bowler, Nate Newton, here with us. And our guest tonight is an alum from Albany State. He is a two-time Super Bowl champion. He is former Cowboys defensive back, Kenny the Shark Gant. Kenny, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, man, I'm happy to be here, man.
Absolutely. So I want to start off, we always tend to do these things as a look back at kind of your career and how you got started. And I know when you got to Albany State, you were a guy who you initially in high school, you played on the offensive side of the ball.
I was a receiver.
And I feel like we've gotten so many guys lately, Nate, last year or just even to start this year, we've got guys who were offensive players who ended up making the switch at college or defensive players who made the switch. What got you on the defensive side of the ball away from receiver?
Well, I'm sorry to say this, but I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Oh, no. No, that's not going to do.
I know, but I was not so much the Pittsburgh Steelers. I was a Lynn Swann fan. I had hands to match him. I got big hands, so I went for receiver, and I turned out pretty good. I was one of the top receivers in the state in '86, and then when I got to college, they switched me to defensive back. Well, thank God for that.
Yeah. Was there any bit of that for you that was like, I'm a pretty good receiver. Y'all should just let me do what I'm good at here?
That's what I wanted. See, I was a church boy and choir kid, and so when I got to college, I didn't have my parents around, so I wanted to score touchdowns because I knew the girls always hollered.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
So you make that move to the defensive side of the ball. I mean, was it because not everybody can make that adjustment, right? And so you're going from catch the ball because now you're in coverage, and so kind of how did that maturation process take? And then because not everybody's going to make it and then get to the NFL.
Yes. Well, I was in Little League until I got to high school. I played middle linebacker.
Okay.
So I was on defense.
You had defensive chops.
I had defensive.
Because let's be real, not everybody wants to hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's call it what it is. So there is that. That's why people are wide receivers and not defensive backs.
I wanted to hit to get out of my dad's house. whatever it took for me to get out of my dad's house, that's what I did.
Okay.
So what other sports along the way? I mean,
well, I didn't like any other sports, but I did run track my senior year in high school, and I ran my senior year in college.
Okay.
Wow.
And I ran the open 400 meter.
Wow.
And I was a 330 hurler in high school.
You a relay guy? Did you run the
Yes.
relay? What leg?
I was
Not the
second
third,
leg.
Not the third, right?
I was a second leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you got to college, there is a very famous connection for you, I know.
Yes.
Because you were a ninth-round pick out of Albany State. It's a round that doesn't even exist in the NFL draft anymore. That's undrafted free agent. But you actually got a little bit of exposure to the NFL thanks to a famous alum from Savannah State, who then, when he was across from you, you showed up. Talk about that connection with Shannon Sharp and how those games that you played against him really made the difference for you.
Well, I can tell you what, he's still talking.
Even all the way back then?
We knew he was going to be a talker. Because we didn't understand what he was saying, but he was talking. But,
he's a little more articulate.
Yeah,
now.
but he's more articulate now. Because he was talking so much trash coming out the bus, we like, man, who is this guy? And another guy too, Greg Lloyd played at Fort Valley State, so I played against him as well. Yes.
How was that?
That was
He was glad he was on the defensive side of the ball.
He was the defense.
I hear you, man. Wow.
Well, we're talking with Kenny the Shark Gant tonight here on the Cowboys Crosstalk. All right, so, Kenny, I know that one of the things that Nate had mentioned last year and we've heard about you before is the fact that you guys had a lot of guys on that team here in Dallas when you were here early on, that there was a lot of player accountability, a lot of players challenging each other and really upping the toughness and the competition. And that was one of the guys that you were.
Yes.
That you were somebody who really kind of pushed the competition and helped bring up the intensity in practice and game and stuff like that. Why was that something for you that you felt like was a role for you to fill? Did you feel like it was because, hey, 9th round pick, got to prove, kind of chip on my shoulders, scrappy, or was there just something where naturally you fit in and you went, you know what, I think everybody's got a role that everybody's really fitting into nice on these teams, and this is where I fit in, is really kind of up in the intensity?
That's a good question, but I think it comes back from my background with my parents. Even in Little League, I played with a predominantly white organization where we was the only blacks on the team, and so I took that as a stepping stone to. I played against guys less athletic than I was, but I would never go against them in practice because I always wanted to be against competition that would match me. Either I'm gonna make you better or you're gonna make me better. I didn't want to go against nobody that was, he's too heavy to be up, and they want me to go against him, but he's younger than me.
Yeah.
I would tell the coach I didn't want to go against him. And that's all the way through college. Even in college, when guys had to stay out there to get punished for skipping curfew, I used to stay out there with them to run they punishment off.
Yeah.
So I was always a leader. Either you gonna make me better, I'm gonna make you better. And so that's the way I took it, everything I did in football.
I love one of the aspects of when you guys talk about those teams that you guys were on in the 90s, Nate and Kenny. When I hear you guys talk about it, it doesn't sound like there was a whole lot of, pay your dues or do this or that, where it's like if you came in and you showed that you were there to compete and you showed that you were there to measure up to the intensity and the expectations from Coach Johnson, things like that, you were going to be accepted quick. There was not going to be any of this just handed over to you or anything else. I know you guys have talked before. John Giesick, just like that's a mean guy. He may not be like the first round pick or that, but like that's a mean guy that everybody respects and appreciates the way he levels up intensity. The things that Darren Woodson would do as a worker, the things Kenny Gant would do. Is that something that you feel like is lost at all today in today's NFL, that you see is the idea of just, kind of, hey, everybody's showing, earning your keep, and maybe something that Brian Schottenheimer's trying to establish right now?
Yeah, I think he's trying to establish it, and I love his intensity, and because I've been to a couple of practices, and he bringing the older guys back to be able to talk to some of the younger guys too, and I like that about him, and he gets in their face and tell them what to do and how to do it. And I love his intensity. And I gave him a picture of the shark. I gave him a shark poster.
There we go.
Too, so he can have something to remember just in case he need to get on somebody. But I see the guys really trying to gel together because his intensity at practice.
I just believe this, and we didn't have a salary cap when Coach Johnson came in. But I know that we've had guys that got money.
Yes.
And a younger guy came in.
Yes.
And he gave the job to him. The coach that's at Seattle is the same way.
Right.
Once we get on the field, you gave him $4 million.
Yeah.
He's not the better player. This 1.5 is your better player.
Yes.
Now you're gonna stymie his growth and his ability to help this team because you gave him $4 million?
Yeah.
No, man. No. Play the best player, and that way competition is always there.
Yes.
But when a guy be like, man, no matter what I do, they just paid him $4 million or $5 million, he gonna play. That should not be. Once you start the season, you got to play the better player.
Yes.
Albany State, that's a 1AA school?
Yes.
Okay, so how much of when you got to the Cowboys,
yes,
was there any concern of, all right, the speed's going to be a little bit different, the physicality's going to be a little bit different, like Bobby alluded to, you're a 9th-round draft pick, right? Which we don't even have anymore. So how much was going through your mind of, okay, this is going to be a different level, and, oh, by the way, it's the Cowboys?
Well, that's a good question, too, but I really didn't. When you dream stuff as a kid, it doesn't bother you.
Okay.
You know, they put on their pants just
Football's
like I
football.
do. Football is football. And I found out when I was playing, while I was practicing, that these guys just...
What was that moment when you came in, you were like, all right, I got this?
Oh, yeah. Just jamming somebody up on the... Because I played man-to-man all through college, so... I love putting my hands on people.
Right.
And
Baptist preacher. Your dad was a preacher.
It was. I remember last year he said, yeah, do Kenny. He's like, because Kenneth, when I was growing up, that meant Dad was mad. So I don't need to hear Kenneth.
He called me Kenneth. It was going down.
The thing is, he adjusted quicker than I did. I had to go to the USFL, get some knowledge. I had to mature as a young man. This dude came in like Darren Woodson, even though he came from a bigger school.
Yeah.
Some people he was built.
Yeah.
The guys Jimmy drafted.
Yes.
Pup. These guys they came in doing it. Eric Williams, they came in doing it, man.
Yeah.
And Coach Johnson, I'm telling you, Coach Johnson, hey, man, that's our slot guy. You know what? Put him on all 4 special teams.
Yes.
They came built like that, and that's why when I see a guy casual, don't care, that is the brand you building.
Yes.
And Coach Schottenheimer is trying to take that brand and throw it out the window. And I will say it until he leave. If I'm still here, don't take that away from this team.
Yes.
All right, let's take our first break here on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk. We're joined tonight by Kenny the Shark Gant. And, of course, that nickname, the Shark, that was a very important one, and it was a big part of the swagger from those 1990s Dallas Cowboys teams. Let's talk about how that name came to be, and also something I want you guys to think about it as we go to break here. You talk about all 4 special teams and the impact in all 3 phases of the game. For people at home who are sitting there wondering about how much is special teams really important to offense and defense, talk about the tone that can set and how depleting or what a boost that can be when those parts of the game are done the right way. That's next on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk.
Back to SWBC Mortgage's Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk.
Yeah, check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
At SWBC, customized solutions for individuals and businesses are just a click away. Visit SWBC.com to learn more and start your next adventure. We are live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco for the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk. I'm Bobby Belt from 105 Through the Fan. Tonight, I'm joined by my teammate at 105 Through the Fan, Fred Davis. We've got the three-time Super Bowl champ, six-time Pro Bowler Nate Newton here. And tonight, we're joined by the two-time Super Bowl champion, Kenny the Shark Gant. And you were just doing it there, Kenny. You had the shark up for us. So this was something I know, I think I've heard you talk about this before, that this is something that actually was started in practice as a way to remind Michael Irvin when he lost a rep, basically.
Yes, and it was we had the sharks swimming in the outfield. Yeah. And but Michael's always tell you nobody's never shut him down. So we had to go through that as well. But the shark came from Kevin Smith brought it from Texas A&M. Yeah. And just so happened, that was a practice thing for us. And just in one of the games, I must have did it because I didn't know. Right. And one of the reporters asked me in the locker room, what was the thing you was doing with your hand on? I said, I pulled the shark out. And then it was in the papers, like, Kenny comes up going into the playoffs with this new shark dance. And it just took off. Wow. It was crazy.
Wow. And I know one of the things you said, Nate, in the past is that Kenny was one of those guys who, like, you guys all kind of, like, almost looked forward to watching special teams because you're like, hey, Kenny's going to fly down there. And, like, you guys almost kind of got, like, anticipating it. And I remember I talked a while back to Philip Tanner, who used to play. He was running back for the Cowboys, and then he was a special teams coach here. And I remember talking to him about the way Ezekiel Elliott ran. And he was saying, until you're out there on the football field and you're experiencing, he's like, you can't know how demoralizing it is on a team when somebody's just physically punishing you running the football. Like how much that kind of stuff. Is that the sort of thing that you think Kenny on the special teams unit was bringing to you guys of, like, you don't have any clue how when he flies down there, he blows up a play, how that hypes you guys up, how that brings down them and just kind of feels defeating. Is that the sort of, like, aspect we're talking about here?
The thing about it is, Kenny, what you ran in the 40?
4.36.
See, that wasn't known.
No,
that wasn't known. And it wasn't a guy, especially if he got past that first line, it used to be linemen back there. So how is a lineman of my caliber going to block this dude at that blazing speed that he can cut on a dime? And he was swiped, man. He kind of taking a shot, but he wasn't swiped like most dudes do with their arms. Yeah. This dude coming straight shoulders and head, and he ain't missing.
So did they not have – I mean, I know they had the combine. Did you not get invited to the combine?
Nope.
So what'd you have to do, just do like a pro day at Albany State?
Well, I wasn't on the pro day. This is crazy. We had a pro day, but I wasn't invited to the pro day.
At your own school?
Yes, at my own school. So we had a fullback, a defensive lineman, and a linebacker. They went to a bowl game, too.
Oh, like the Shrine Bowl or something like that?
No,
must be nice.
Historically Black College Bowl.
Yeah.
And I didn't go. So that's why I ran track. So when they drove off in the bus, I went out for the track team and ran the open 400 meters.
Really?
And I went to the championship, but I got drafted, so I had to come out here for mini camp and all that stuff. So I missed the championship.
So so this was 1990, right?
Yeah.
So let's call it what it is. It wasn't like you didn't have the internet back then.
Nope.
All right. You didn't have a combine. So how did you? I mean, did you have to put your own tape out? Like, how did they know who Kenny Gant was?
Well, what happened when I was running track, the fullback is from my hometown. He married a girl, went to my high school, and I know her, and so he told me to come run beside him as a guinea pig, so he can run faster.
Right.
So I ran.
So you're pacing him.
I'm pacing him, so they clocked me. They said, "Who is this guy?"
Who's this guy?
And they went and pulled up film on me, and they like, how did we miss this guy?
So you mean okay? So let's just take a quick step back. So if you don't know the fullback's girlfriend, are we sitting here talking to you right now?
I don't think so.
it's good to be friends with the fullback. That's what I'm learning here.
And we still friends. I seen them a couple of weeks ago. I went home.
Boy, God works in mysterious ways, don't he?
Hey, I praise God for it.
Right?
It's fascinating when you talk about, too, like all the different guys that you guys had in the DB room that were the Sharks swimming and everything else.
Yeah.
Because you talked about that. We just think back on that room. Darren Woodson in 92, rookie. You're in the third year. You've got Pup, who's a rookie. Larry Brown, second year. But then mixed in there, you've got Ray Horton, veteran. You got Thomas Everett traded there in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
Veteran. You've got James Washington, been around the league a little while, second, third team, whatever it was. That sort of unique setup in terms of guys from all different backgrounds, experience levels, ability, everything else. How did you guys manage to keep it competitive and keep that intensity and make sure everybody was elevating themselves while not becoming bitter, I guess, about where's my opportunity, where's this, I want this, how do I get this?
Well, you got to learn where you fit in at, because I knew none of them couldn't do what I do, and I probably couldn't do what James Washington or Thomas Everett do.
Yeah, just illegally. Drive by knocking out folks.
Yeah, right.
It's illegal now.
It's illegal.
Legal back then.
Yeah, right. And he would do it in practice too.
Yeah.
So it just went to the games. He
almost started a riot one time during the playoff. It almost was a riot. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, and it's so I knew none of the guys wanted to do what I do because I did just like I did in track. The coach asked me. He said, "What if I let you run? What do you want to run?" I said, "I want to run the hardest race you got." He said, "I don't have an open 400-meter guy." And I said, "Well, you got all these guys. They die here on scholarship, and I'm the only one who went to the championship in this open 400 meters."
Right.
And so when I do something, I do it with everything I got in me, because my motivation, I wasn't going back to my dad's house. Yeah. My dad was I said at this funeral, he was a man's man.
Mm-hmm.
And I had always said this when I was little, so I played the game to get out of my dad's house. So even if I didn't go to pros, I was already set to go to the military.
Oh, you had your plan.
I was playing. I was going.
What branch? What branch are you going to go
I
to?
want the hardest thing.
Are you going to be a Marine?
You look for the challenge.
Yeah, I want the challenge.
That's so interesting. So Brian Schottenheimer here, and we're going to talk about the game here in just a second. But Brian Schottenheimer here, he's clearly trying to create competition and toughness and like a certain level of football character. How easy or difficult is it in this day and age with the CBA, some of the limitations on practice, some of the I guess, pampered way that a lot of these players are coming out now with NIL and different things like that maybe don't have the same sort of struggle? How are you supposed to be able, as a coach like Brian Schottenheimer today, to foster some of that humility and hunger that you had that said, give me anything, I'll do anything, and I will be damn good at it?
Yes. Well, I had a lot of motivation because I seen Jimmy cut third rounders.
Poor Curvin Richards.
You just got to get you got to get rid of some of the
riffraff.
Just the riffraff.
Trim the fat. Yeah.
He trimmed it without no hesitation. So I can say I had the ability to play, but I was scared too to lose my job. Mm-hmm. So I did more than was asked of me.
There were very few, I know you guys have all said this, there were very few Jimmy guys, but I've heard Kenny was a Jimmy guy. What, Nate, from your perspective, when you would see those guys, what made the Jimmy guy? What made somebody a Jimmy guy?
All out.
All out.
All out, man. It was, Bill Bates was one of the most limited guys I know. But for 2 or 3 years, all he was special teams, and he was all out. So this kid was way a greater athlete, and he could play slot.
Yes.
And had the ability to play outside. So he was a true asset to the team, and he was always wide open. That's the Jimmy's guy, Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Wasn't the greatest wide receiver athletically, but he was wide open all the time. Troy Aikman, ultra focused. Nate Newton, no. Always having fun.
But you said something, and it has stuck with me. You said this 2 years ago, and I've repeated this so many times whenever people are talking about, does love of the game matter? How much does culture matter? Different things like that. The thing that stuck with me is you've said, I was not a Pro Bowl player until I saw Troy Aikman work, and I went, I'm not going to be the reason his hard work is wasted.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that. How do you get that level of buy-in? Like on a team these days, where you get the guys like Kenny who are showing you, here's my hard work, and you're leveling up other people. How do you get that kind of buy-in in today's NFL?
When no one slacks.
Yeah.
When your star players are your hardest working players, Troy, Emmett, Mike, Tony Tolbert, Russell Maryland. I'm talking about guys that drafted fourth and on up.
Yeah.
But when you got a bunch of guys that's drafted in the first round, second round, third round, and they don't care, and they visibly show you they don't care,
right?
And you hollering and screaming, and they like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So when you guys hear, like, for instance, CeeDee Lamb has 3 drops against Philadelphia, it was a critical thing. When you find out, like, the next day on a Friday, it's Schottenheimer's talking about, CeeDee was here on an off day. He was on the jugs machine for an hour. He's like, I'm not going to have that happen again. Does that make an impact to guys around the team? Like, do you guys see that and go like, all right, I know he's not going to slack here. He's here putting in his time.
But CeeDee I didn't even want to comment after that game.
Right.
Come on, man, shut up.
Yeah, right.
If you have watched this kid mature and grow, and if you saw his interview at the beginning of training camp, you knew this was a different kid.
Yeah.
He's on the level with the guy now that's in Cincinnati.
Yes.
Jamar Chase,
he's on that level now.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel about it.
Yeah.
But real quick, though, because all right. Because a lot of, there's been some turnover as far as his team, but the core parts are still there, right, from the last few years.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy's won a Super Bowl, okay? Why? And Schotty's a holdover from this team, all right? Let's be real.
Yeah.
So what is it about, why did he have to change so much of this culture, and why has that been such what was this culture like the last few years to where Schotty had to go in and do such a 180 and what it feels like? And look, I asked Donovan Smith after the game on Sunday, and kudos to him, and look, I get it, I got to ask it, and, we'll see what he says, but I asked him, I said, is this a game that you guys win last year? And he didn't say he didn't say yes or no, but he said we didn't stop playing.
Yes.
Right? Why? Why is Schotty, and I get who his dad is.
Yes.
Why have we had to see the 180 culture change?
Because apparently it wasn't there. But
from 2 former players, you guys know. What'd y'all see?
Some guys, they was getting, I used to get angry when I just go to practice and then see the coaches in the players' face and getting on the players.
Accountability. And
when I came in for the alumni day, I saw that.
Yeah.
And guys, they jump off sides. He was yelling. He started over.
Yeah.
And I saw that with my own eyes. But it's the culture that's gonna win games.
Yeah.
And I think the culture, because I've left games. I'm just telling you the truth. I've been up to that playoff game with Green Bay a couple of years ago, and I was gone at halftime. And I stayed to
Looked like a lot of guys were.
That's what I'm saying. I stayed to the end of this one because I said
something feels different about this team.
These guys gonna pull this one out.
Yeah.
For some
reason.
They did. And they did.
The thing that is so different is this is not a one-time offer that this guy is offering. The word is called competition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if they let this guy do his thing, we'll be going in the right direction. I don't know what the record will be this year.
Right.
But I promise you, just do not hinder this guy.
Trust the
If a
process.
guy say, hey, this guy ain't playing, he ain't playing.
He ain't playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have that level of trust and that sort of accountability, things like that. All right, we referenced the game a little bit there. When we come back here on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk, let's talk about this game that the Cowboys played. They pick up a victory in Week 2 over the Giants in a wild overtime game with Brandon Aubrey, the hero of the day. We're going to talk about it when we come back here with Kenny the Shark Gant, Nate Newton, Fred Davis. I'm Bobby Belt. We'll be back here shortly on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk.
Special team, baby.
Back to SWBC Mortgage's Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk.
Yeah, check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
Want to use what the pros use? Jack Black is the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit getjackblack.com today. We are live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco for the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network, dallascowboys.com, and all other associated social media platforms. I'm Bobby Belt from 105.3 The Fan in Dallas. Tonight I'm joined by my 105.3 The Fan teammate Fred Davis. We've also got the 3-time Super Bowl champ, 6-time Pro Bowler, future Hall of Famer Nate Newton here with us tonight. And our guest is Cowboys alum, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Albany State grad, Kenny the Shark Gant. Now, Kenny, I know, appreciate you being with us tonight. I know you are you're still very involved, very active fan, keeping tabs on things. You were at the game on Sunday. Just, I guess, the wild nature of that game in general. Some of your thoughts coming out of that game, and can you remember a game when you were here in Dallas that you equally thought was just, that was the most insane game we ever went through?
I remember one. I think Coach told us we was playing around in practice. He told us, all right. He said his little spiel. And Cleveland Gary came and ate us up, about 243 yards rushing. And he did just what Coach said he was going to do. And because we just weren't focused. And I think you can get caught up in the hoopla of the Giants, the worst in the East. But this is a conference game. These guys, they get up for the Cowboys. And it made Russell Wilson look like a...
Looked like he was back in
old
Seattle.
Yeah.
What is this, man? And I just was sitting there, and there you go. I was still remembering some of the conversations I had with Schotty when I was here for Alumni Day. I said, man, these guys might come back. I'm gonna just sit here and wait and see what's gonna happen. And it actually happened. And so I think the guys are buying into what he's talking. It's gonna take a while, but I think they buying it. You know, he had a range to do what he got to do.
Nate, what did you think about this game on Sunday?
I preached and preached. The arrogance of a Cowboy fan. It flows right over to our team.
Yeah.
And the only thing that was wrong with the Giants, one thing, the offensive line did not play well the week before.
Right.
Yes.
He was getting the ball out 2 seconds. He did not have time to throw that ball against Washington.
So now, thanks to James Hudson of Houston, number 55, being a fool.
Oh, yeah.
Because that thing could have been 7-0. They was on the 1.
Right.
And we was losing momentum. And so I'm telling people that's right here, quit, listen to what your coaches are saying.
Yes.
It was only one thing. I would take the Giants team, minus their offensive line, and for an idiot to think, and I mean idiots to think, that the quarterback didn't have it no more, I preached and preached and preached. This guy did not get his feet set.
Who you told? Russ?
Okay. He didn't get his feet set against Washington. But guess what? The next week, Washington quarterback didn't get his feet set. So is we calling him a bomb?
Right.
No, we ain't doing that because this was Parsons bringing this play.
Yeah.
So I'm telling people, don't look at the game, study the game, and don't try to, because the offensive line is bad, don't think the whole team bad.
Right.
Kenny, I'm curious, as a guy who played in the secondary, watching that game, they hit deep ball after deep ball after deep ball. And in a lot of instances you see it, and it's, okay, is that – does this guy think they're in cover 2 and they're actually in cover 3? So he's passing something off to somebody who's not there. Is there, is that safety play in the deep middle enough? Are they getting back? Are they getting fooled by the eye candy up front? When you saw that game and you see the issues that they were having stopping the deep ball, what's the explanation for you when you watch that? It's just that's miscommunication? Is that poor, recognition? How do you look at that and say the issue was?
It's miscommunication. That's all on the players, because I believe they had
Thank you.
they had the defense in place. They just was doing what they want to do.
Thank you.
But let me ask you this, because we heard some scuttlebutt after the game that and again, not taking anything away from that aspect, you got Trayvon Diggs getting second game back, right? Do we think he's 100%? I'm just asking.
It don't matter, bro.
Okay, I'll defer to you.
It don't matter. Ask your question, but it don't matter, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, so and they're saying that Eberflus's system is a lot more complicated than people think, and that C, we're bringing it. You got 2 guys starting who were on somebody else's practice squad 2 weeks ago. So when you throw all that together, again, I'm not saying that the other team has to go practice and play too.
Yeah.
But is that not a factor as well? I'm just playing the devil's advocate.
I'm putting it on the players because the coaches, they take the time all week to put in the game plan. See, with Jimmy Johnson, which I don't think Rashadi got that in him right now.
Yeah.
But somebody would have been gone. On Monday,
brother. So listen to me.
Yeah.
Somebody would have been gone.
It was zone coverage.
Right.
Pop Warner coaches know, your son, deep is the deepest player. It is no excuse.
None.
Why are we as media types making an excuse? Because if I run a 4-5, I don't run a 4-3-2.
Yeah.
And I suppose It's 24 seconds left. They had 24 yards.
You know they got
Why
to do it.
was you not sitting on the goal line? Why? Brother, don't tell the fans that.
Why?
Okay.
I mean, and then that's.
Hey, look, again, and you guys know this. When you're in the locker room after the game, you're going to hear different things from different guys. And so.
With the best guy, the best receiver.
Yeah.
Running straight down the field.
Nobody hit him. Not once.
But twice. And then you had Wandale get loose.
But
it didn't get touched.
Jimmy.
Somebody would have lost the job.
Somebody would have.
Yeah. I guess that's what I'm curious about, because I kind of look at it as cover 2, cover 3. Those are generally concepts you're running in high school, generally. Okay, so I mean, you that's something that people are familiar with. So when there is an issue there of you're not deep enough, or why do you think we're in 2 and we're in 3? At that point, is that just people are getting the play call wrong? Is there something wrong that, like, are there checks being made or things?
Let me ask you this right here. I can understand if it's man to man.
Right.
And people trying to cross routes and you got bunches. I can understand. Son, we're on the 45. Run back there to the 10.
Stand on that Y.
Yeah.
The Cowboys.
That's it.
That's all you got to do, and turn around and see what's happening.
Yep.
You up on the line, you runs a 4.56. This dude running a 4.4. Come on, do the math, man. Come on now.
So are we overcomplicating it then? Are we not placing enough blame?
No, not we. You. You. Not we.
I say we as a whole. I mean,
hey, get him 7 to the number, baby. 7 to the number, baby.
Look, I mean, you don't think other people wanted to ask these questions?
They do.
Well, that's why I'm here to ask you. Not everybody gets access to Dave Duke and Kenny Gant.
I can't think of the other defensive back that he does camps for us. Look, I can't think of his name.
6.
No, he does camps for us now, for the Cowboys. And I was so trying to explain this to a guy. Yeah. He was doing the same thing. But. And I walked over to the guy and said, "Sir, explain to him. You are DB." Now I'm here waiting on every word for Kenny. I'm waiting. And Jimmy would. I remember one time, and give me this. Jimmy, they was running our what was our patent defense, our coverage in the back for the Cowboys?
The cover 2 and the cover 3.
Yeah.
We had 2. That was it.
The stuff that they were having trouble with on Sunday.
And some team lit us up. And I had never seen Woody say, "Man, I don't know, man, da-da-da-da-da." We went to the meetings the next day.
Yeah.
And Jimmy said, "Before this meeting start, let me get this right here straight.
Yeah.
We are the coaches. We prepare y'all. We call these plays. And the next, don't be back where you supposed to be. You will not be playing."
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Execute.
I'm just telling you things I hear
7
in the
to 11.
locker room.
What's your name again, bro?
Fred Davis.
7 to 11, baby.
Yeah,
he gonna know tonight. He gonna know tonight.
No, and that is the thing. And I think, speaking to what Fred's saying too, I think there's no doubt. You guys have seen it before. It's been part of the problem in recent years. There's probably guys in there who don't want to take responsibility for it. I messed up communication. No. I didn't stand where, and so it's easier to just say, "Man, I don't know. Some of this is a little more complicated." No. So is that part of what Schottenheimer you think is trying to clean up? No.
Yeah.
Own it. Own what you did. Own what part you. I was stunned post game when they said the first touchdown. I was stunned that Schottenheimer said, "Well, I got to go back and look at the film. I can tell you on the first touchdown, linebacker did not carry in. We were in cover 2. Linebacker did not carry the seam like he was supposed to." That's direct calling out. That's who missed that.
Well, if they was in cover 2, it'd have been 3 guys back there.
You see,
I only seen but 2.
Okay, and last thing, because I feel like I got to defend myself here. I'm getting chewed up by Nate over here. But and where I'm coming from is this. All right.
Yes.
We all agree that in the first preseason game against the Rams, secondary got chewed up pretty good. First game. Okay. So I asked one of the players, and I'll say during the break, but not here. Next game, played a little bit better. And I asked him, I said, "Do you guys think you look better this week than last week?" His exact words to me were, "Well, I didn't think we looked that bad last week."
Wow.
Okay, so this is what when I tell you what I'm hearing, gentlemen, I'm not just making this up out of the sky.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I hope they hurry up and get rid of these guys so we don't have to make it up.
So that's what I'm trying to get to. Well, that's why I'm asking y'all this, because this is what, and to your point, where maybe guys do need to be cut, or again, coaches are
put on the bench.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's
sit them down.
Let's keep talking about this. Let's take our final break tonight. When we come back, we're going to get a little bit more into that conversation, and also look ahead to the Chicago Bears. Yeah. Obviously, some big weapons that the Bears have: Roma Dunze, DJ Moore, Caleb Williams. Some of the things they're able to do. Secondary better be ready tonight. We got Kenny the Shark Gant with us tonight. Nate Newton, Fred Davis. I'm Bobby Belt. We'll talk about that next on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk.
I'll take Lansing. Light modes and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alltechlansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your...
Go Cowboys!
Back to SWBC Mortgage's Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk.
Yeah, check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
At SWBC, customized solutions for individuals and businesses are just a click away. Visit SWBC.com to learn more and start your next adventure. We are back here for our final segment, live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco for the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network, DallasCowboys.com, and all other associated social media platforms. I'm Bobby Belt from 105 through the Fan. I've got Fred Davis with me, my teammate at 105 through the Fan here tonight. We've got the three-time Super Bowl champ, six-time Pro Bowler Nate Newton, and our guest tonight, our esteemed guest, is none other than Kenny the Shark Gant, the two-time Super Bowl champion. All right, so Fred, I'll let you guys put a bow on the intent. Nate was ready to go out there and hit somebody again. He was ready to get back on the field.
My thing is this right here. Don't try to complicate the obvious.
Yes.
That right. What we need is a pass rush.
Yes.
And what we need is for players to I'm seeing the same thing with the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears, Dennis Allen right now is trying to answer the same questions today that we're trying to answer. And hopefully his people are saying, hey, fellas, it's on the players to buy in, which they have given that right to their head coach because Ben Johnson is the next whatever. So allegedly. He gets to say, hey, man, they need to concentrate more. Mr. Jones came on. And I know a lot of times people are like, he's just talking. He told everybody straight up, these dudes need to accept the responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's the big part of it. Go ahead, Fred.
No, I was going to say, you brought up Ben Johnson. We all know during the coaching cycle, Bobby knows this from doing the morning show, everybody frowned when Brian Schottenheimer was named the head coach.
Coach Osmosis.
Right? Now, I'll say this. I grew up a Chiefs fan back before it was cool to be a Chiefs fan, all right? So I grew up watching Marty Schottenheimer.
Nigerian Nightmare.
The Nigerian Nightmare, all right? Your boy Steve DeBerg, all right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Steve Bono, for crying out loud.
Right.
How much, and we know Marty was, and hell, LaDainian Tomlinson's talked about this. The one thing he appreciated about Marty Schottenheimer was he could coach every position on the field.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I feel like with Brian Schottenheimer, he emulates that in kind of a newer way, because obviously he can't get away with the stuff that Marty used to do back in the day. But why does it take a guy 25 years sometimes to finally get that shot? And we're starting to see maybe it's okay not to be the hottest thing since sliced bread when you're looking for a football coach.
Go ahead on, my brother. I'm going to give it to you towards the end.
25 years. Well, it's still a trust factor.
Yeah.
I believe somebody saying what somebody else saying.
Right.
You just got to go and interview the guy and see if he's the right guy. I think from what I've seen, he deserves a shot.
Yeah.
Because he's done something I hadn't seen coaches do since
back in the day.
He's bringing all the older guys back, and we talked in the meetings to the guys, and that was.
How did they receive that?
Well, some of them are
prima donnas.
You know what I'm saying? Like
some of them are hungry.
Yeah. Some hungry. Some of them are like little birds. They want to hear it, but you can see, you can look. It's hard to look around the room because I don't. You got to be humble. I read a book by a writer. He said the humility, the way up is down.
Okay.
But the way down is up.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you're gonna stay up, you got to stay low.
Right.
And be humility is
something you're ready to receive, man.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to accept.
Yeah.
Coach Schottenheimer, and I said it from day one. I picked at him for 2 weeks. I called him Coach Osmosis for 2 weeks. But his game, his like the brother, his mouth game is right.
Right.
So, do you think you two, both of you? I'm curious. Would both of you think enjoyed playing for Schottenheimer, Coach Schottenheimer?
Because he's gonna tell me what I'm doing wrong, and he's gonna tell me what I'm doing right.
Yes.
Yeah. The money has messed it up. Not that these guys deserve every penny.
Right.
But like me and Dion say, I ain't got no problem with you making it.
Yeah.
But once you make it, I'm gonna judge you on that standard.
Yeah. Responsibility, right?
Yes.
Be prepared for that for sure. All right, we got about 2.5 minutes left here on the show. Curious for both of you, keys heading into this game against the Bears. What needs to be done better from Sunday to make sure that this team's 2-1 coming out of Soldier Field?
Stick to the game plan. Don't do what you want to do. Stick to the game plan. The coaches watch more film than you watch. They know what position to put you in. Stay in that position. If they make a play while you hanging on their back, to God be the glory.
Yes, sir.
But
yes, sir.
But don't just let nobody just fall in the end zone with 10, 20 seconds left.
For real.
So,
Nate, same thing for you?
Discipline.
Yes.
Discipline, bro.
Very disciplined in week one. With penalties and everything else, they had a bigger problem in week 2.
Discipline. That's it, man. 7 to 11, what you think?
7 to 11. Look, hey, you damn right, 7 to 11. Tune in. Y'all know the deal. Real quick, what does a win like that on a Sunday, the way they came back, what can that do for the rest of the year?
Well, it could galvanize them. I think they seen everybody came together.
Yeah.
And they seen a quarterback go out on the line and run to get it. Then they got an awesome weapon in Aubrey.
Yeah.
So they just know they got to keep the game
Keep it close.
And we got a chance. And that was our motto when we played. Keeping 17 or less,
Yes.
we win the ball game.
Keeping the ball game, baby. Then we go to 7-Eleven. It was a Cowboys club. It was a Cowboys club from 11 to 5 in the morning, baby.
All right, we are entering our final minute here. Thank you to Kenny the Shark on the Cowboys Crosstalk, Fred Davis, Nate Newton. As we wrap up here, just in the final last few seconds, a couple words. D.D. Lewis, the former Cowboys linebacker, has announced that he had passed away this week. D.D. was, of course, famous for the line that the reason why there's the hole in Texas Stadium so God can look down on his favorite team. That was D.D. who came up with that. 14 years on the Doomsday defense. A former Bear Bryant called him the best linebacker in the country when he played at Mississippi State. So thoughts with D.D.'s family. A Cowboys legend. Cowboys Bears will play at noon this Sunday, and we'll be back again next week with another edition of the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk.
All right.
It's been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?